tongue heap, everybody. These are my friends. A lot of
Hi,
them.
friends.
There he is. Hi, sweetie.
Hello. Good morning, everybody.
And we're live. Hello. SPTV. Hello. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you all. Happy Monday. Here we are. New week. New week. Oh, we got the fabulous Kelly Copter already singing with us along. We don't know what we're looking for, but we all need love. Some love for you. Yeah, it really is. It really is catchy, isn't it? That's my boy Austin. Oh my goodness. So good to see you all. Hi. So I don't have a one big subject today. I figure I'll just see how this goes. Want to check in with you all. I've got a lot of stuff on my mind, but we'll see what we get to. And I want to hear as much feedback as I can from all y'all. So first of all, I think I saw Nance Drew in here earlier. I don't know if she's still here. There she is. Good morning. Good morning, Nance Drew. So I would venture to say that the Boobathon was a glowing success. It was very titillating. I didn't work on my puns this morning, but I'm sure you all have some. And there's lots of emojis to use as well. But we love Nance Drew. We hope wish the best for you, and we're here for you. And I'm very excited that so many people came to help, and the auctions were so much fun. People were bidding on different things, and there was so much interest and so much support. So thank you to everybody, and we love you, Nance, and let us know how you're doing, and if you need anything from us, let us know. And we got Lady Jane out. Good to see you. Good to see you. Clearwater Chad. Hi there. Hi, Clearwater Chad. We got Susie O. But first, coffee. I'm here and ready to see our Marilyn this morning. And yeah, like Chad, hit the like button. Thank you. Thank you, Susie. Love you, Susie. And she's got an amazing channel. It's at But First Coffee, Susie Oberholtz. If you haven't subscribed, I would definitely recommend it. Absolutely. We got Haggis Basher. Hey there. Hello. We've got James Steele. Hello. And Chad is curing his sleepless nights with his marathon, fascinating overnight streams with Chris Shelton, doing things like watching the mold grow on bologna. That's always fascinating. Listening to lectures on the history of dust, which was my personal favorite. What was it? The history of dirt. What's your favorite? If anybody has been checking out Clearwater Chad's channel, what's your favorite Chris Shelton lecture? Because I think they're absolutely fascinating. And thank you for that public service that you're providing, Chris Shelton and Clearwater Chad. And we've got our friend George, aka Literally No One. Hi, folks. Waiting in Walmart parking lot for my protest buddy to arrive. Should be on the road to Trenton Country Club for a party very soon. Yeah, you know how George likes his tea times, right? And I think I'll pop that up now. Do have a little bit of show and tell from George here. These are the signs that he brought with him that he had made. One of them says, Child USA failed children of Scientology. And the other one says, Rinder must go. Ask me why. And he has some handouts for if anyone asks him why. And I want to show you he and his partner there that's going to protest with him, they're troopers because this is on kind of a secondary highway, much like where I live, with no shoulder on the road. Kind of cars zipping by, pretty high speeds, no foot traffic. So let me show you what he's up against here. So they're going to stand, I guess, next to this fire hydrant, and there's no sidewalk. There's a country club. It is beautiful. Looks like beautiful grounds. See the cars zipping by. So there's really nowhere to stand over there because there's a hill and really no shoulder. So that's what we're looking at here, and we'll keep in touch with him. I think he said that there's really no cell service to speak of, no signal. So I was hoping to be able to live stream, there to my channel and simulstream, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. But he said he's going to take lots of video and document it. And for those that don't know, really quick, and if I have a mod, thank you. Any mods that are in here, if somebody can link to uh, George's channel, that'd be awesome. Literally no one. And I think it's got like a little bit of a complicated thing, on the what do they call it? The handle. So if somebody can link it, that'd be awesome. I wish I had done it earlier. But yeah, so he has written 2 letters now to Child USA regarding Mike Rinder being on the board with his history and what he may or may not have known, asking them to look into the recent situation with Brian Kent, who was, I think, forced to resign from the board. But then you have Mike Rinder, who has been complicit in a lot of, at least had knowledge of, and basically a bystander at very least. At the most, was pretty much, yeah, uh, made things happen or watched things happen. So I don't I think that the best way to describe it is in George's second letter, he pointed out to the board of Child USA and reminded them of their origins. It came Child USA came out of the scandal of the Catholic Church with the bishops moving the priests around who were essaying children. And they were also complicit in these crimes because they covered it up and they knew about it. So it having Mike Rinder on that board is, I think, akin to having one of those bishops. Even though they weren't the perpetrators, I think that they really shouldn't be representing child advocacy at its finest. So, and there's other problematic things. You can go on my community page, Miriam, Miriam, I said Miriam Webster, Miriam Francis, her community page, and the letters are there that George wrote, and I believe that literally no one. I think he copied those onto his community page. Now he has a community page. So, yeah, if you can support that, I think it's all part of it. I really do, because the second gens, the survivors of Scientology, they they really need to be able to have a voice and have some support and some advocacy and some answers, some justice. And sometimes that includes people who are no longer in the cult that they were abused in. So, yeah, so there's that. But let's see. We got Joel. Hello, folks. Hope I can make it through this one. I'm in a lot of pain today. Oh, we wish you the best. Joel, please take care of yourself, rest. Um, whatever the doctor says, do it. We need you. We need you here with us. And Joel, I don't know if I have your address, but you won, or you bid the highest on the Rodney. So I just got to finish his hat and I'll send him off to you. So shoot me a text and give me your address and we'll get that done. So yes, we're all pulling for George. Thank you. Mm, yeah, we're with you in spirit, George, if you're listening. All right, we got Nico Squirrel and we got two Nicos. DJ Nico, hey there. Lady Jane out comment. Marilyn, my sister and I are stopping smoking on the 1st. Oh my God, nice. And I'm definitely going to use you as an inspiration. I think I can do it this time. I know you can do it. And people always say this like, oh, if I can do it, you can do it. Listen, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. It hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy for me, but I appreciate all your support. And I really appreciate Kelly Copter, even though, she refuses to to accept that she saved my life, but I keep telling her she did. And hey, I'm gonna just try to pay it forward and help others if we can do this together. I think it's a win-win. It's going to be amazing to just, get healthier and quit that nasty habit. So, hey, Stasia Flonase. Good morning, Maryland Cubs, mods, and chat. My last day of vacation, and I'm glad to be here. Well, I'm glad you're here too. Awesome. Last day of vacation. Well, at least it's still the beginning of summer, at least in the US. So, hey, it's me, Jane. Hello. Good to see you. See you. Nico, love that song. Yes, it's definitely my favorite. Yeah. All right, just going down and getting caught up here. Bobies, there we go with the Rodneys. I can always rely on you, Bobies, to come in with the emoji game, full on with the Rodneys. Oh, huge success! Yay! Awesome. I'm so glad. I love it when a plan comes together. I love it when a community comes together. Yes. Be safe, George. Be safe. Mhm. Definitely good signs. And I think he said he's going to leave them there, try to like attach them to something. I think that's a good idea. We'll see how long they stay there, but that's New Jersey for you. Yeah, I remember driving on the Jersey Turnpike. Oh my God. It is crazy. Totally crazy. New Jersey, for U-turns, jug handles, and no left turns from main roads, etc. Yeah, and I was pretty young the first time I drove through New Jersey. I think I was probably 19, 20, and I hadn't had my license very long. And I drove down to Maryland. Of course, Maryland, going to Maryland to visit my aunt Marilyn. Believe it or not, I did. Hey, Susan P, good to see you. That's true with the tatas and the bras burning, right? Hey, Corn Freak, good to see you. HR Nightmare, hey there. Not sorry for Shelton if you knew the stuff he said about others. Yeah, he tries to slink around in places like Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, but yeah, we see you, Chris. Whatever. It's whatever. Was that sarcasm? No. Who, me? Me? Lady Jane, I think that Mike Render was very much aware of what exactly he was doing by introducing Brian Kent to survivors. He jerked them around for 2 years until that window was closed. Yeah, I hope not. I mean, why would somebody I don't think he purposely did it, but certainly isn't I don't know. I mean, he certainly isn't coming clean about what he's done and what he's known. That's for sure. Yes, feel better, Joel. Hope you feel better. Hey, Jilbo Baggins, good to see you. Glad you're here. Haggis Basher. 17 years ago, I quit smoking cold turkey and never regret it. Thank you for sharing that because that's where I'm at. I did a cold turkey. It's been 3 weeks and a day, 3 weeks and a day, and I'm just taking one day at a time. Day at a time. Hey, selfless self, great to see you. Welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. Uh, James Steele. Some mornings I treat myself to an extra bowl full of biatchiness and 2 slices of not gonna give a buck ready for my day. Yep. There's a Rodney and a Raymond. I love it. Yeah, that's pretty much me too. Chrissy, hey there. Good to see you. And Chrissy, I have some pictures from you that you sent me, I think this morning or yesterday. Can't wait to show those. And good, that reminds me, I don't want to forget that. And Liz Ferris, hey there, sweetie. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Stay Spiria, hey sweetheart. I didn't see you slip in. Glad you're here. Let's see. Amy M. When I moved to New Jersey, it was crazy with the driving, especially on Route 17 and 4 in Paramus. Yeah, be careful, George. If you're listening, please be careful. Asen, hey there. Catching up on 1.5 speed. Oh boy. But that sounds great, I'm sure. Not. Kelly, so proud of you for quitting. Thank you, honey. Love you too. Love you too. And thank you for being like so encouraging, but yet very like hands off, but you were just there, to encourage me, but you weren't like, pressuring me in any way. And I like how you just kind of told me about the book and just kind of left it there. And at, at times when I felt like, oh, geez, I really got to quit. I really need to quit. And I've had so many people say that to me, like, oh, yeah, smoking, yeah, I gotta quit. And I would just take the book. I had it in my phone. I had the audible version, and I'd listen to a chapter or two. And then Kelly came to visit for a week. Didn't say a word to me about it. I smoked in front of her. I mean, not in her face or anything, but yeah, she knew I was smoking, obviously. And she didn't say a word. And then about a week or two after she left, I had a dentist appointment pretty far away. And it's always embarrassing as a smoker to go to the dentist because they're going to be like, oh, your teeth, you shouldn't smoke. It's not good for your teeth. It's not good for anything in your body. So, it was an hour away, so I listened to a solid 2 hours of the book, and then that kinda sparked. I was like, "Okay." I had gotten brainwashed enough to wanna listen to the rest of the book. So, within a week or 2, I had listened to it, and here I am 3 weeks later. So, Liz Ferris, thank you for that video yesterday. Liz has been on fire with the videos. I have to catch up because I haven't watched all of them. But, yes, I appreciate you, Liz. So, what else do I want to show you guys? I I keep saying this, guys, like, what in the California is going on? Because there are so many cults in California. I mean, everywhere. There's plenty in Vermont, Oregon. And there just seems to be like a cluster of so like cults in so many different states, but particularly, I think Florida, um, yeah, California, definitely, and definitely Vermont and Oregon too. So I was just looking up a couple of these articles, and I do want to do some deep dives, but I just want to show you a couple things that are going on. If you're not aware, um, so if you have Netflix, there's this TikTok. It's called 7M TikTok dance group. It's a cult, and they also call it Shekinah. Here we go. and this is a People magazine article, but yeah, so this is one of the couples that's in the cult, and uh, the girl on the right there, Miranda, she has a sister who left the cult, and they've been disconnected from disfellowship. Uh, this this quote church that's behind this, it's called Shekinah. It's run by someone named Robert. Forgot his last name. There he is, uh, Robert Shin, and he's not new to the cult scene. He has had a running operational cult for many years. He had a whole group of women that he was essaying, and they finally have come forward. And I think that this new uh, group or crop, if you will, of these young people that are in Los Angeles that he is isolating, brainwashing, and exploiting not only with the dance, but also their money, everything. And they are really working on, if you have Netflix and you haven't seen it, it's called Dancing with the Devil. And it was very triggering for myself, but also Duncan, because um the words that the guy used to keep I call them kids because they're in their 20s, but to keep them in the cult, and twisted things to explain why the Bible and God wanted them to give up their family as if it was a good thing. And then when they started getting pressure, they had to do that, what, fair weather, good roads, or whatever thing, where he was telling them to go and have Christmas or whatever with their families, but they were completely not there. It was just going through the motions, and they weren't allowed to speak about the cult at all. So it was just so hard to watch. I was in tears, and Duncan was like, he looked at me like this Robert guy would say things like, die to yourself. And we're like, "Oh, Marlene used to say that all the time." And then just so many things. And then towards the second and third episode, they started to dig into the past, and also the structure of the cult, and some of the older former members and the younger former members comparing notes. And one thing that one thread that I see running through so many of these cults is this kind of hierarchy. And in our cult, we called it shepherding. There is this mentoring type thing where the leader will train, if you will train their underlings, who will then inflict, harm and control on the rest of the peons, if you will. So I was being like groomed to become like a shepherd. And I would I always got in trouble because I did I did things that I'm not proud of. Um and I have apologized as much as I can to whoever I can that I did that to. Just as far as inflicting the regimented, and I see it as abuse now, but at the time I didn't see it as abuse. And there were certain things I wouldn't do, and I got in trouble for, and I always show you guys this terrible book. Like I couldn't bring myself to do the blanket training or anything, but I did plenty. And again, there's this thing kind of running through this thread running through these cults. And I want to show you one more thing that I've been looking into. And did I see Susie? I've been researching Robert Shin for a while. Bad dude. Yeah, Susie, if you would like to do a collab, I mean, I would actually like to do a stream with you just about you, to interview with you, but I would love to do a cult collab with you as well. That would be awesome. So let me just show you another thing here. All right. And there were so many. so many different articles on this, so I wanted to just run through my search results just to give you like a little overview of it. So there's this church called it's known by the two by twos, and they're calling it two times two, or the church with no name. And they said there's a big following in the San Francisco Bay Area. Again, California. California, here we come, right back where the cults start from. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. So this church ish is a home based movement, if you will. It's been around since I think they said, I don't want to get it wrong if it says the 1800s or been around for a long time. Let's just put it that way. And again, I think that this also is part of this whole like shepherding type movement where they delegate these people, and in this case, they would go out two by two into towns and communities and would stay with families and would basically quote minister to them and tell them what to do, mentor them, and they would be like a host family for these home churches. And I mean, I'm not saying all home churches are bad. I'm not saying homeschooling's bad, but the home aspect of it, in some cases, in many cases, can be used as a way to isolate and to not have any accountability. So, what happened in this case and in many, many, many cases. And thank God, thank whatever, Zine, whoever, the FBI is finally stepping in after hundreds of allegations were made against this two by two church. It's also called the Church of No Name or the Truth. Yeah, they all think they're the truth. They all say that they have the truth. And it's being, used as a cover for child essay. So, oh, it's just I I'm just popping up these articles. I'm not reading them um because I can't. I mean, they're horrific. It's just when is this going to stop? And I named this stream the long haul because it's a long haul exposing cults. It's a long haul. Scientology in itself is a long haul. Um, I'm in this for the long haul, not only with the fighting the cults, Scientology and other cults, but also I'm in it for the long haul for the survivors. I'm in it for the long haul for all of you, for this community, for my friends, and it's a lot, but we can do this together. Last night was a great example of the community coming together for Nance Drew. The Scientology is playing the long game, right? But so are we. So they think that they can wear us down. They think they can wear Nance Drew down. They think that they can put, as they say, put her head on a pike and use her as an example. Well, they picked the wrong horse because let me tell you, Nance Drew, she's tough. She's tough. So they they've got another thing coming. They've got another thing coming. So I just wanted to say that. And let me get back to the live chat and say, yeah, it kind of feels like that sometimes, huh? That's why, I don't know if it's just because we're more aware of it, but being aware and educating ourselves, I think, is a good thing. Oregon, the capital of cults. Yeah, I think California is a close second. I really do. Okay, I'm just starting some things. Can you guys hold on a second? It's starting to get hot in here again. I'm just gonna trip the air conditioner again. Okay, thanks guys. Sorry about that. Thanks for your patience. I think one of my biggest challenges lately is just regulating my body temperature. It's insane. It's just, menopause really sucks. So, hey, Carrie Ann, or hi, Carrie Ann. Hey, Carrie Ann. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Cricket Cinema. Janelle, hey there. Good to see you all. Bo Beats, how does a Rodney fan get purchased their very own Rodney asking for a friend? I can maybe work on that. I can maybe make a smaller one if you want, but send me an email about beats and we'll work on that. It's coffeecultsandcrafts@gmail.com. Oh, hey, Simply Good. Did you by chance see the email I sent you about Shopped Idea? Um, I think I scanned my spam, but I think it went into spam, but I haven't got a chance to read it yet. But I will get back to you. Thank you for that. Yes, the program. Yeah, it was very similar. I watched that. Wasn't that where they went into this old school in upstate New York where it was about the um, troubled teen industry? Yeah, that was so disturbing. Again, you got that isolation and you got that whole hierarchy and people being abusive. It's terrible. And the parents delivering their kids into this. It's just, it is very, it sounds very Scientology. Yeah, like that Mace Kingsley ranch. Just awful. Hey, Feral Cheryl. Good to see you, honey. I am laughing because last night she was making me laugh. We were on, the Hollywood Squares there panel, and I could not look at her because she just your facial expressions were making me laugh. So she's so funny. And then they all disappeared. Poe and Cheryl and Jerry all disappeared and came back dressed in their whole religious garb. Oh my God, I was dying. It was so much fun. It was so fun. Amy M. Shepherd sounds like handlers. Yep, that's what it is. And yeah, and that 2x2 thing too. It's like you couldn't go, like I couldn't go anywhere without one of my, you know, cult members so that they could tattle on me if I did anything, you know? It's isn't it funny, uncanny how it's all so similar? It's like they all read the same handbook. It's crazy. Hey, I'm just going down the line here. Hey, Becky USA, good to see you. James Steele, there's a hymn we sang in church called Follow Me, Leave Your Friends and Family, etc. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I think things get taken out of context, in the Bible. Oh, yep. That's right, Susie. They're all the truth and they're all the Messiah. Yep. Yep. Marlene had a Messiah complex, definitely. Hey, self. This will stop when people stop looking away from the dark places where there are power imbalances, where children get hurt in that darkness. This will stop when people stop looking away. Yeah, I agree. Well said. Yeah. Hey, Susie SP Scroll. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Hey, that kitchen witch Suzanne. Good to see you. What amazing community we have created here. Thank you, Mama Bear, for showing the love. And thank you for being a cub. Yes, thank you to all the members that support and everyone for being here. I just love to see you all. Hey, we got Balake. Hey, sweetie. Hey, everybody. I hate to say I only have 30 minutes to stay on, but are you still on? Oh, good. It's good to see all of you. Remember to like and subscribe, all you beautiful, wonderful people. Yes. Good to see you, Blakey. Thank you for being here, probably on your lunch break. Yeah. Lady Jane out. Comment? Absolutely. Yep. I'm here for the long haul as well. Yeah. Love you, Nance. So glad you're here. And yeah, anything we can do. The Journey 2020. Good to see you. Linda Scott, I quit smoking 40 years ago. Uh, first first month. Oh yeah, first month was hell. Lollipops helped a lot for the hand to mouth movement. Yeah, I should try that. I was trying not to really replace it with anything, but and I got some pumpkin seeds. I was like eating those this morning, but yeah, I probably should have something because I still kind of have that fidgety thing. 40 years ago. Wow, that's amazing. And you still remember it. I mean, everyone who's has written to me or talked to me about it that quit many years ago, they remember it. And I think that's probably good because it's like, I don't want to go through this again. So I'm definitely going to remember it. Sure. Suspiria. Oh, right. Send stuff to Mama Bear, Marilyn Honig, Alpha One Village. Yes. Box 69. Yes. Okay. Someone was like, what is it really? Because they thought it was a typo. It's not a typo. It wasn't on purpose. Duncan went, got got the key to the box, came back, and showed me the number. I was like, did you have to? I was like, couldn't you have asked for a different number? And he's like, nobody's gonna see it. I'm like, I'm putting it on my channel, like whatever. And then he's like, well, your crochet penises. I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're right. So whatever. And then someone in the chat was like, some people would pay extra for that number. So yes, it is box 69. So if you want to send me a letter or anything, that's the address. Lori Abs, you quit smoking. Oh my God. Yeah. I keep saying that, like, oh my God, I did. I did. Susie, SP Squirrel. I wake up with anxiety most mornings. Marilyn always helps. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you for saying that because you guys help me. Because, like, I wake up in the morning, I've got fibromyalgia, so I'm in pain. It gets better as I move around and I make the coffee and I miss, I miss my routine of going outside, having a cigarette, but it's getting better. It's getting better. And I have all you all to look forward to. So, DJ Nico, check your spam. You sent me an email too? Okay. All right, DJ Nico, I will check that. Right. Selfless Self, as a victim of the troubled teen industry of the 1990s, I can say we were all scared as kids at the horrific conditions we were being fed into, like so many logs into a wood chipper. Oh my God. Yeah, that's just awful. I mean, I was in the foster care system and it was awful too, but I can't imagine being sent away and having that. I'm sure it was very traumatic. If I totally understand if you don't want to talk about it, but selfless, if you ever did, I would, be happy to have you on. Maybe we can talk about it. It's totally up to you. Um, Kimberly, hey Kimberly, good to see you. Gabaldon, I always say it wrong. Gabaldon. If you read about the cultic pyramid structure, it's all in there. Yeah. Yeah. I was watching some clips of on Miriam Francis's channel where she was talking to Serge about this whole child say thing. And she was saying, sorry, my hair is like stuck to my neck. And she was saying how there was this idea that or this emphasis to the FBI on Mike Rinder's part of the abuses that they suffered as the top echelon, as the executives. And there really what Miriam was pointing out is there really wasn't any emphasis on the children and what they had suffered. And she's like, what about the children? They're just talking about the abuses that they suffered and the terrible things that Scientology did to them. And I agree with that. I really haven't heard much from Mike Rinder's mouth or anyone else about any specifics whatsoever that happened to the children. And they know a lot of the specifics and they haven't talked about it. And I don't know what they've told the FBI, and maybe I guess Matt Pesh has said some things to the FBI, and he's kind of bragged about it and laughed about it, which is really disgusting. And I don't think he should be on the Aftermath Foundation board either. You know, no board member is perfect, and I don't think that people should be delving into people's personal lives. But if you're sitting there and confessing that you wrote the checks to traffic children away because you are covering up an SA crime that was perpetrated against them, that's that's not that's not good. It's not good, and it really hasn't been confessed or talked about or really had any airtime as far as taking responsibility, you know? So, what I wanted to say about that was about the pyramid thing is that there is a tendency of the inner circle because the leader is a narcissist, right? So he's going to abuse people around him, but he's also going to um, puff them up and make them feel important and special because it's like that abusive relationship, and they in turn inflict that on people under them. So I was in our cult. I won't say I wasn't in like I wasn't a top executive. I was more like middle management, right? And I got probably, I would say, our level of mine and Duncan's and my children and a few others were like the ones that I think were looked down on and abused the most because the parishioners that came in were not aware of the abuses and they were love bombed. And then the ones that were like right next to Marlene, her elders, she needed them to make her look good and to give her some kind of credibility. So she abused them as well, but she also treated them well too, which is really messed up. But yeah, the pyramid thing, it does make sense that it's just a whole cycle of abuse, but everyone in that whole mess has to have accountability for what they did. So, hey, cats, bats, and flowers, good to see you. Yes, live. Good to see you. Hey, Nico Squirrel. I just wanted to say, Marilyn, that I watched your videos with Doug about your story just lately. I wasn't able to go back and watch any till now, but I think he would be so freaking proud of you. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Thank you. Yes, and I get choked up when I think about him, and then I say, okay, I think I need a drink, and let's do a Xenu Marlene. Everybody partake. Yes, thinking of Doug. Thinking of Doug. Yeah. Hey, Marlene. I got box 69. That's right. I love to stick it to her, even if she doesn't even hear it. Hey, Amy Lee SP. Great to see you. See you there. Say Spiria. Duncan claims it was not on purpose. I remain unconvinced. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So funny. Hey, Glenda. I quit in 1990 on Mother's Day. It was hard, but worth it. I learned to sit quietly while the moments of needing the nicotine passed. I also took up aerobics. That's a good idea. Um, yeah, which brings me to another thing. Oh boy. Okay, so I got through 3 weeks of this, right? And I told you I went to see my doctor last week. And of course, she sent me downstairs in the hospital building to get blood work. And I just got the results today. Good news and mediocre news. No real bad news. But the good news is and she said it probably most likely has to do with quitting smoking, is that my white blood cells count had been elevated for like a few years now. And she was a little worried about it, but just kind of watched it because it wasn't to a place of real concern. But she's like, I don't like it. I don't like it. And they called this morning and my platelets and everything were were perfect, normal. So that was good. So that was good news. Um, I I tend to be like I've always been like a C student, guys. I've always been borderline. Everything that I do, it's like I can do it okay, right? I'm an okay swimmer. I can ice skate okay. I mean, not anymore probably, but I can do things okay, right? Um, Not fantastic and not totally terrible. So that's like what my blood work looks like too. It's like it's not really okay because it's getting to be borderline. So I'm borderline diabetic now. I'm borderline needing what's that cholesterol medication. Everything's borderline. So they want to do an ultrasound of my liver, blah blah blah. So what they asked me was if I wanted to go see a dietitian. I said, well, I will if my insurance covers it, or at least helps with it because that can be really expensive, and I've already got enough bills going on. And so, yeah, so that's my next thing. But I was like, hello, do you remember I just quit smoking 3 weeks ago? But that's the next thing I want to work on. And we did talk about that together as a group yesterday. Um, that I was always like, well, I want to quit, I want to lose weight before I quit smoking. And I realized the smoking was definitely the more urgent of the two. But now I want to get healthy. And what reminded me of it was talking about aerobics. So I don't know if I'm at the aerobic stage, but definitely want to exercise and eat better. So, Kimberly, I went to a 12-step meetings when I quit smoking. Nicotine Anonymous. I've never heard of that. It helped because you have other people in the same boat pulling for you. I like that. Yeah. It really helped me to even I've been sort of lurking, but on the lifeboat because I did pop in, I think a week after I quit, a couple weeks ago now. And I mentioned it yesterday that Tommy Scoville had a lot of really good advice that I've been taking. Corn freak, anxiety is a nonstop issue for me. I hear ya. I hear ya. I had last week was really rough for me. Um I didn't stream for a few days. Whoa, just thinking about it, I get really like, ugh. But I made it through, and here it is Monday. Um, every morning I wake up and I'm like, I'm not gonna pressure myself to stream because I don't want to feel like um I have to like come up with something because I more than anything, I want to be real with you guys. I want to be genuine. And if there's a day that I feel like I haven't done like enough research, but I just want to pop on and say hi, that's kind of what I'm doing today. I had a few things to show you, but nothing really, heavy, like nothing in depth that I've really spent any time working on. And I come here, I don't expect people to support me just because I'm a cult survivor, just because I'm here and you're all so nice and you're amazing in your community. I want to bring something to the table. I want to bring, some information, education, something, encouragement, inspiration, anything, something I can offer you all. So yeah, I don't know how I got on that spiel. Oh, about the anxiety. Yeah, I think that sometimes for me it helps um, to recognize it as it's happening. And it kind of sounds silly, but I looked it up the other day, like my symptoms, and I'm like, am I having a psychotic break? Like, what's wrong with me? I realized, well, I am in menopause and I quit smoking. And I tend to, of course, I have most likely have PTSD or whatever, all the stuff. But just being able to recognize what's happening and take a deep breath and just be kind to myself and just not beat myself up over it, even feeling anxiety. It's like, why am I feeling anxious? Because in my background in the cult and even in my childhood, you suck it up. You pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You're not a victim. You can't have any problems. You have, you have to keep putting out and being who you're supposed to be in regards to this religion and being a good soldier for Christ, right? And Again, not saying anything bad about Christianity. I'm just saying, in my case, it was you are not an individual. And if you have anxiety, that's your fault. That's your fault. What are you anxious about? What are you so worried about? Cut it out. Stop being worried, you know? So I try to tell people, like, when people say, "Oh, I'm really nervous," and my inclination is like, "Oh, don't be nervous." And I'm like, "You know what? Yeah, I'm nervous too," which I I am most of the time. And something Duncan tells me is, like, when I go on screen here, I'm nervous every time. It's less now. Like, you can tell from my very first stream that I did, very first video that I did, that Kelly so beautifully put together all of the montage of this past year. I think I could tell at least how nervous I was. And Duncan always said to me, he's like, nerves are good because it's your system, your body's way of having that push, that adrenaline to get you to be able to perform. Like having what do they call it? The jitters when you go on stage, with stage fright. And he's like, just go with it. And I do, and it works. It works. And now I'm blurry. And I used to be worried about being blurry too. Until someone said, "Oh, it's all part of the charm of the channel." So, yeah. Oh, Blakey, just want to see what you had said. I think you got a two-parter here. Needless to say, I have a damn problem with Scientology. I hear you. I hear you. Also, Blake, the men, women, and children of these cults have rights. All have rights. They need to be set free. Enough said. Yep. And you mentioned Amy Scobie for enabling her husband's BS. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Oh, there we go. Silly suggestion, but maybe you could go outside and blow some bubbles so you can still enjoy your routine. That's a good idea. Good idea. Yeah, the first few mornings I was so miserable because I was trying to avoid my routine, and I wasn't going outside and sitting on the porch, and that's something that really calmed me and that I love doing, listening to the birds and watching the cars go by and seeing the dogs playing in the pen. So, yeah, so now I am going out and enjoying sitting on the porch and going in the pool and, yeah, just relaxing. So, Asen, I remember someone telling in a chat that Render's reply to a question on a live about the children was nothing we can do for them at this time. I don't know. Yeah, I've seen him smile about it. Yeah, and also, no, a different situation. There was a part where, um, he was talking on the phone, I believe, with Jeffrey Augustine, and he was sort of chuckling about that as well. But yeah, he was smiling. It was very weird. Maybe he was nervous, but it was just very eerie. And if you haven't seen this clip that Anna's talking about, it's on Miriam Francis' channel. Against the Dark Arts is her channel. And I actually watched that this morning as I was looking a little more into the Child USA situation. So, yeah. Cinema, wondering if the event last night reached the goal or if Nance still needs some funds since she is doing this for all of us too. Hope it's okay to ask. Yeah, I think it's fine to ask. Nance, I don't know if you're still in the chat or if you've already answered, but I think it's an ongoing thing. But at the same time, I don't know if she hit her goal last night, but she said it was a huge success. So I hope she's at least close. So. Selfless self, that kind of pyramid structure is also a way to compartmentalize information within these kinds of uh, kinds of calls so that the newly gathered initiates are not exposed to anything that might scare them off. Yep, bingo, bingo. And I remember even mentioning to Marlene that I had, and this was sort of towards the end where she was getting a little even more off the deep end with her doctrine, and we were forbidden to bring anybody to church it got to that point because she said, well, they won't understand. Like, you can't invite anybody to church, to a 501c3 nonprofit church. It's supposed to be welcoming to the community. No, it wasn't, because nobody would understand because she was way out there. Yeah. And that's a very good point. And there's definitely levels. Yeah. Um, Kimberly, I think it's important to understand the cultic pyramid structure because the stones and pearls on the necklace are always different, but the string running through them is always the same. Yep. Yep. Jolyn 777. Hey there. I just watched Going Clear and Over the Rainbow last night. Doug had so much knowledge. Yes. I don't know if I've seen clips of it. I should watch Over the Rainbow again. Definitely. Constance June, Matt's video was gross and disgusting, laughing about it. Amy put that on her channel, so she endorsed it by putting it on her channel. Um, what time is it here? Oh, okay. So we only got 5 minutes. I wanna end around an hour, but if I had more time, I would play that. But maybe soon we can watch that together because yeah, I think it's worth a look. But if anyone hasn't seen it, it's on the clip of it is on Miriam's channel. So hey, Pinche Becky, good to see you. I'm listening. Sounds terrific what you went through. Sorry. Thank you. Well, it's all in the past and we're all healing, right? I always say that, like, I don't think anybody can get through this life without having some kind of trauma touching you. And I think it's good for us all to be able to share and move on in many ways. It can be hard, but it's doable. And there's so just like with the string of pearls, the strains and the strings running through something, we talk about this a lot, that the the things that we've experienced, even as never in Scientologists, or in many cases never in a cult, uh, I think everyone has either known someone that's had an abusive relationship, had one themselves, had some type of situation in their life where they felt controlled or potentially under coercive control. So it's good to talk about it. So, Amy, oh, on a statin, right? Hopefully I won't have to, but yeah, we'll work on that. Lifeboat is great. Yes, it was very, very helpful. Yeah, yeah. Miss Daisy, intermittent fasting is what I do. Blood work is always good. Yeah, I didn't have my blood work on a fast, and I'll tell you why. Because um my doctor, she knows me. She knows me. So she's like, okay, well, you need blood work. And it was, I don't know, it was about, can't remember what time of day it was. I think it was in the morning, and I hadn't really eaten much yet, but I did have my coffee, and I think my maybe had a piece of toast or something. So she's like, just go down and do it anyway. She said, You're sort of supposed to do it on a fast," but she knows me. She's like, well, I have you. I'm gonna make you go down there because she knows I'm always like I'm very slippery. I I put things off, and I really shouldn't, you know. And that's what I want to say to you all too, is like, you're worth it, and don't put things off. I think that a lot of people, even, people that were in cults and Scientologists and even my cult, it was like not really taking care of yourself, not having any thought for um your well-being. And that also, we were sort of discouraged from taking care of ourselves as far as like the doctor, dentist, definitely psychiatrist. Nope. Nope. That was a no. Becky USA, Maryland, weight will drop off by limiting white foods. I know. Yeah, right. White sugar, bread. I love bread. I do love bread, but I will definitely gonna work on that. Lori, Marilyn, you helped me get through my morning pain. you guys do. You guys help me too. So, um, yeah, I feel it. I feel you, Lori. I feel you. And it is really hard. It's hard to function sometimes, but just baby steps, right? And yeah, we're all here for each other. We're all here for each other. Nothing wrong with breaks. Yes, I have had to take some breaks. Menopause will give you epic anxiety. I hear ya. I hear ya. Poet, did I say hi to you yet? Good to see you. Always need Poet here. All right. So it is 12 o'clock. So why don't we head over to Natalie? I think she is going live very, very soon. So good to see you all. And if anyone needs to contact me, just shoot me an email at coffeecultsandcrafts@gmail.com. And let's do a room raid over at Nats. And I will see you there. Bye. Have a great day. See you later. Xenu, Marlene, everybody partake. Cheers. This is good coffee. This is why, my hubby makes the coffee.